What's going on, everyone? I'm Julian, and this is the Inside Scoop podcast. With me today, I've got a very special guest, Sophie Stramel from Rosemount Girls Hockey. Welcome in.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad they get you in. I'm by the way, I should have asked this before. It's Stramel, right? Not Stramel.
Stramel, so like
A
stray.
Stramel.
Yes.
Stramel. Okay. When
Yeah.
I always thought it was Stramel.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I heard someone say Stramel like a few months back. I was like, oh, I think it's Stramel. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I got
Everyone
that
has
right.
their own, but yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Well, for starters, what are you excited about heading into your senior season at Rosemount and, doing things kind of one last time before heading out to college?
I'm very excited. It's kind of crazy. I've been here since 8th grade. I'd never thought that my senior year would be here. So I'm excited for everything. This group of girls that we have is amazing. So I'm excited to get back into the season again and hopefully have a good run.
Yeah. I know you guys have, I would say, fairly high expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have made it to state the past 2 seasons, if I'm correct. And how are you guys going to try to maintain those high standards and do it once over again, right? Because I feel like it's easy to say like, oh, like you did this in the past with a lot of I don't know if you guys have a lot of players returning from your previous team, but it's easy to say, oh, like you guys can just do it again, but that's not how it works. So how are you guys going to try to like make sure you make it back to the X again?
Yeah, we talked a lot about last year after we won the section final, where like now it is like expected of us to make it there and to win it. Now that's been 2 years, so I think we haven't had anything, but at the end of the year last year, our coaches really talked about how it's now an expectation for RHS girls hockey to get to that section final and to win it and get to state. And now it's our turn to kind of make a dent in state. So I think we all are very confident going into the season that we have a good group. And last year, I think we lost 8 seniors, but a majority of those didn't play much. But we had a couple, like a forward and a goalie and a defense that were very like locked in with us. So that's going to be a tough loss. But we have even more amazing girls coming up from the youth program, which is great too.
Yeah, that is really good. What was your experience like playing at the X? I think like it would be just tremendous playing like not only just the experience of like playing like where the Minnesota Wild play, but then just playing in front of like all those fans. I'd imagine I didn't make it to any of the girls. I actually usually try to go to the girls' state tournament, or at least I always watch it.
Yeah.
But how like the fans? I'm guessing you guys are getting plenty of more fans at those games versus like your average home game.
Oh yeah. On our first year when we made it there was actually like a snowstorm the day that we played. So like we had like school off and everything, so then people just like didn't come. But we had like a good amount the first year, but the second year it was unbelievable. I think we filled up like 2 whole sections of the XL, and it was unreal. Like the support from families, friends, students, teachers, even like it was unreal. And to play like with like the 50 or the 20 girls, however many, like on that big of a stage, it doesn't even matter what the score was. It was just an amazing experience with your best friends. So
I'm glad you look at it like that, and I think it is a great experience, I mean, regardless of score, and it's a memory. I mean, that's going to last with you forever. You would agree?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. That does sound awesome. I feel like there's always some sort of like snowstorm for the girls' state tournament.
Always. There's always something.
I always found when I was in school, I would always get sick around that time. So I would like just basically like that's actually how I got into the state tournament. I was a senior in high school, and like there was nothing better on, and they had it. And I was like, oh, like let's check it out. I actually like low key like fell in love with like girls hockey like senior year. Then I was like, oh, it's actually really cool. And then so no, that's awesome. Now, would you say like this has been like your favorite moment in your high school career so far? Like what's been like maybe like your just best, most memorable favorite moment? I know you still got one more year, but like what's your favorite?
My favorite moment was definitely the section final the first year we went to state. So 2020 2023,
Yeah.
2024 season. Or no, 2022, 2023 season. That was the first time we went to state since 2011. And we won in double overtime against Korean. It was like literally the whole entire city of Rosemount was there. Packed stands. We had worked so hard for that, and it was just like so much like relief after you just like finish the game. It was unreal. Like with those girls, that team was so tight knit, and we never like at the beginning of that season we had just like our coach announced he was stepping down a month before the season. So
Yep.
then we were like, this season's gonna be pretty crazy getting with these new coaches and all of that. And we didn't have those expectations whatsoever of making it to the section final, let alone state. But at that section final, I think we were just like, we're playing for each other, and no matter the outside noise, we're just gonna do it for each other, and we did. It was unreal.
That's a cool moment in memory.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, who did you play in that game? I didn't catch it.
Korean Durham Hall.
Oh, you beat that's
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from St. Paul originally, and I
Okay.
grew up like 2 like blocks from that. So I didn't go there.
Yeah.
But I'm always happy to hear them lose. Which was and one of my buddies who works for us, he went there and he cares about their sports way too much still. I'm like, I love hearing that you guys beat them.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like not even like having the expectation of going there. It's just like you're just kind of playing for the fun of it and the enjoyment of being with your friends and your girls, and then something really positive comes out of it, right?
Yeah.
You get this great experience. No, that is awesome. Well, now I'm a little curious. So, for those who may or may not know, you were committed to Minnesota State Mankato.
Yes.
To play there in what would that be? 2020. The 2025 season, would that be technically?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Okay, yeah. 2025, 2026. So for starters, like what made you choose Mankato maybe over some other schools, but more so like what drove you there for your commitment?
I've always loved Mankato, and one of my former teammates, Whitney Tuttle, she is there now. So I was always like on the back of my mind before the recruiting process even started for me. But once I got a call from them, I knew for sure that I wanted to at least visit there, and I loved the coaches so much. And when I went down there, it literally just felt like home to me.
Okay.
And it's like a feeling that like you can't really describe, but you're just like, okay, I can see myself here in the future. And all of the girls and all the other commits are absolutely like amazing, and I can't wait to be there. So yeah, I think it was literally just like the way the coaches coach, what they like preach all the time, and the players and how they treat each other. So
yeah, well, I agree that I think it's good if the feeling where you can't really describe it or explain it, but it's just the feeling is there. I think to have that natural feeling, I think you make the right decision then, right? What do you think about the campus? Because for me, like just graduating college a little bit ago, like I've always heard just crazy stories about Mankato. I mean, do you think you're gonna have like a good campus life? I mean, I know like your life is gonna be a lot of school and a lot of hockey, but just trying to have those other college experiences, right? Do you think it'll be good for that?
Yeah, for sure. I know so first year we have to stay in dorms, which are great. They're super nice. And then like we get to move into College Town, they call it, which is like a little neighborhood. And it's with like all college people, and all the hockey girls always stay together. So we'll never like be crossed over with like some soccer, or maybe a little bit of soccer if there's unevens, but like never with people who aren't athletes. So everyone understands each other, and like they understand that the expectation for like college sports and that type of stuff. But I love the campus so much. The rink is unreal. Like you couldn't ask for anything better there. It's crazy. Yeah, I love the campus, and I think it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm rooting for you. I'll be having to follow Mankato women's hockey a little bit more. I personally, I don't mean to be negative with them. See, I'm a Tommy, and the women's team just swept them. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, oh, Sophie's committed there. I was like, maybe we'll bring that up.
Yeah, definitely a rival, the Tommies, for sure. I know a lot of the girls in my class are committed there. Some of my best friends, so it'll be rough playing against them, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I think it'll be cool to like see
Yeah.
them and reunite with them.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun to be competitive when you're on the
Hmm.
ice, though.
For
Yeah,
sure.
they've got some really good players. I'm really
Hmm.
excited for their program in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. Well, yeah, if you match up at the Tommies next year, we'll have
Hmm.
to tune into that. Um, well, I want to go back a little bit now, back to the X and the state tournament. So you
Hmm.
guys have matched up with Andover, if I'm correct, right? Both
Yes. Both
times
years.
you've been to state.
Hmm.
And for Minnesota high school hockey fans, everyone knows that Andover has had, and really, I'd say like a dynasty kind of like program the
Yeah.
past few
Hmm.
years. They've had tremendous teams, and I know they've won the state tournament.
Hmm.
I'm so bad with memory. I know it's like always them or Edina, and then I
Yes.
know Gentry. They won it.
Yes.
Uh, 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Um, but if you guys, right, like if you guys are maintaining that high expectation to make it to state, but then you know leave more of an imprint there, how are you guys going to try to overcome that? Because there are a lot of other really good programs out there,
Hmm.
and how are you going to overcome maybe those programs, right, that maybe have just like those large number of like Division 1 commits, and maybe like on paper they're just like such a good team, and um, not to say Rosemount isn't a good team,
Yeah.
but you guys just might not have just the mass number of
Yeah.
players that are going to
Yeah.
be going playing
Yeah.
Division 1 hockey in a year or so. So
Hmm.
how are you going to overcome that, like, and make that uphill battle and win that?
I think we look at every game as the same. Like it doesn't matter what team we're playing. We're gonna prepare the same. We're gonna like do the same things. Like some stuff may change a little bit here and there depending on the team, but like the preparation
Mhm.
is the same and the expectation is also the same to go out there and to play and to win a game. And Andover and all the top teams that we're gonna be playing are great. And hopefully we are too at that point. Like we're building to become like making a dent in state eventually. And I mean, I couldn't really tell you how we are going to beat them, but as long as we come together as a team and work our hardest and be the hardest working players rather than just the most flashy or
Yeah.
all committed, whatever, I think we'll do just fine. So,
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think as long as you're confident
mm-hmm.
and you do got to put the hard work, but good things will come when you do
Right.
that. So that's great. Now, what does a college or oh my goodness, I'm so used to interviewing college athletes. You're actually my first high school athlete I'm
Oh,
interviewing or having a
yay.
conversation with. So I'm so used to saying like, what does a college game day look like?
Yeah.
But what does a game day for Rosemount Girls Hockey look like? Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe for an away game, whether it's like let's just say like at Farmington or something
Yeah.
like that,
Okay.
or if it's you're making your way up to let's just say like Maple Grove or like Andover,
Mm-hmm.
like what would those games look like?
Yeah. Okay. So it starts pregame meal. We have like a group of 5 girls. Two or a couple of them graduated, so now it'll be like 3, but we're gonna add some more. We
Mm-hmm.
all like meet at the rink probably around like well, it depends on when the bus is leaving, but like an hour before the bus leaves, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And we get Jimmy John's and then we get Starbucks, and that's every single game. It never changes unless we have like a morning game and we're like given breakfast or something, but
Yeah.
that's always what we do. And we always have to be there for the JV game. So usually we
Mm-hmm.
ride the bus with JV unless it's like some super, super far drive. Like I know we were down, or usually, actually, no, we're usually with JV unless it's a close drive. I'm remembering
Okay.
now. So we usually are there for like the first period of JV by the end of it. And then at the end of it, we have a little pregame meeting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
From there, we go out and do a little warm up, whatever, do your own thing. Just go on your own, do your own thing after the team warm up, and then we have to watch the rest of the JV game or get ready or whatever, and then that's basically it. Then it's game time. It's not much preparation. Usually we have
Yeah.
school the day of, so we're just rushing from school. Or like on Saturdays, I guess, we do have morning skates in the morning, so we get up and go on the ice for like 15, 20 minutes and just get our feet moving.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, nothing special, but
What's the go-to Jimmy John sub and then the Starbucks drink?
I'm gluten free, so I get a
Oh,
Beach Club unwich with no tomatoes. At
unwich?
Yeah, so it's lettuce instead of
Oh, like a lettuce wrap.
yeah, but they call
Oh,
it an
okay.
unwich. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just, yeah, and then Starbucks is the strawberry acai refresher. So always,
that,
always,
that's my girlfriend's go-to.
yeah.
She gets that. Do you add lemonade?
Yes,
Or
lemonade.
I don't know if she's hearing me. She's in her bedroom. That's hilarious. I love that. They're good.
Yeah.
I'll try them sometime. See, I personally like a dragon drink if I go to Starbucks.
Those are good too.
I personally like those.
Hmm.
Okay, that's a solid go-to. But
Hmm.
okay, that sounds like a fun game day though.
Yeah.
It's simple, but
Hmm.
I think they should be simple. You don't want
Yeah.
to make those too complex.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'm curious. Maybe talking a little bit more in the future now. What is one goal that you would say you have for yourself this season, and then what's
Hmm.
like a team goal? I mean, the team goal might be a little obvious, like make state, but
Hmm.
maybe if you guys have a different goal, and then
Hmm.
one for yourself.
Yeah. I think for an individual goal, probably just like build my confidence. My individual goals have changed a lot just because like I'm now committed. Last year would be like, oh, commit to a college or like something like
Hmm.
that. But I think just continue to build my confidence and on the ice and just like be a better human with it too. And just prepare myself for college hockey, Division 1 college hockey, because it's gonna be 10 times different than what the high school hockey looks like.
Hmm.
And then high school or as a team, I think obviously make it back to state and make a dent there, but
Hmm.
also just like I think have a strong bond as a team because that's what like we've had some strong bonds, but like also like we've lost a couple girls to different teams and stuff like that.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think like keep the drama out of it, like be a tight knit team and be there for one another. And I think well our motto this year is stronger together. So
Okay.
stronger together.
Stronger
That'll
together.
just that speaks it all. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I like that. Um, what team? I don't know if you've looked ahead at your schedule. I really
Mhm.
haven't either too much, to be honest. And
Mhm.
maybe I should have. Um, like what team or like is there a game that like you really look forward to most? Like whether it's just like a good team or if it's like
Mhm.
they've got like a cool rink or if like your best friend plays for them. I don't know.
Yeah. I think well, this year our schedule is a lot harder. We haven't
Hmm.
really played many like top 10 teams in the past years, but this year we play Hill Murray, which I'm really excited for.
Oh
They're going
yeah.
to be really good. And then we also are in a Christmas tournament at Edina. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
with like Edina and all those top teams. I'm not sure how we got in. We've never been able to, but this year we
Hmm.
did. So I'm super excited to play in that. Some of my best friends play with all of those girls. That's who I play my summer hockey with. The
Yeah.
Edina girls, the Andover, the Minnetonka, all of it. So yeah,
Oh
I'm super excited.
the Dangle League, right?
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah. How was that experience? Because I know, like in MN hockey, we covered those games,
Hmm.
and I feel like I was making it out more to like the Selly games. That's just
Hmm.
how it was working. But I was able to go to and work some of the Dangle games. I mean, I think it's really cool that it's like a summer hockey
Hmm.
is what I mean. It's like a league technically,
Yeah, I would say like a mini league or something.
mini
Yeah,
league. Yeah, like where you get like I mean all the best players
yeah.
from the metro. How was that? Like now, I'm still pretty new at this. Is this like a every kind of summer thing?
I think they're gonna continue it. This was the first year of it this year.
Oh, okay, okay.
So this was like the whatever the first year, and then
Yeah.
they're gonna continue it, I believe. So yeah.
Okay. Well, how was your experience? And I know you might not return to the Dangle League, but maybe you'll be a part of the Selly League then.
Yeah, no, it was super super fun. We were unsure like going into it because we were like, was this real? Is it not? Like we all knew of the Sally League for sure, and then we heard of the
Hmm.
Dangle League, and we were like, well, who's gonna do it? And then we're like, okay, let's just do it. So it was super super fun. Like they split up the teams very well, and like
Hmm.
to play with all those girls, and we never really got games because this was like the bridge after high school season before like
Hmm.
our elite league season starts, which is like a different league or whatever. But I think it was really good to bridge the gap because these games were freaking competitive. Like I didn't
Yeah.
think they were going to be this competitive, but it was like I think one of the refs said this was better than any state championship I have ever refed. Like
Oh
it
wow.
was I was like, "Whew, thank you." Like yeah, it
That's
was
a
super fun
compliment.
and like we were coached by the college girls too, which
Mm-hmm.
was super fun because you got to build those relationships and you got to, yeah, it was so fun. I had a blast. Yeah.
Who were your coaches? Maybe I might recognize
My
the name.
coaches were Taylor Keppel and then Josie Hemp. She plays at Vermont now.
Okay.
And then Ella, I don't remember her last name, but she is at LIU now. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't recognize any of the names.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I didn't realize that, like, it was like the college girl coach,
Mm-hmm.
the women players who were coaching you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool that you build relationships with them and
Yeah.
get to know them a little bit, and who knows, maybe you'll run into them if you play one of their teams.
Right. Yeah.
In Mankato. So
yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think the Dangle League is something that they should continue, and I think it was a success this year, and it, I hope that they continue to run it. I don't know who organizes it. Is it?
Yeah, it was like same guy that organized the Sully League. So one of the dads, Taylor Keppel's dad, actually. His name's Randy, and then one of his friends. But yeah, like a dad. So you never would think, but yeah.
Well, some of those dads, they just
the hockey dads.
Hockey way too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend thinks I'm going to become a hockey dad. See, personally, like, I love hockey.
Yeah.
And like, it's big. I just don't know if I could be like that. Like, I don't know. There's some interesting hockey parents out there.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
I don't want to put your parents on blast. Maybe they're like that too, but
yeah. No, there's some crazy ones out there for sure.
Oh goodness, yeah. We've, especially working with at Live Barn and MN Hockey TV, we've ran into plenty of crazy parents, and again, this is only my second year now with them, and I'm sure there's plenty of stories that my boss and other guys could tell. Yeah, some of the parents, they get really into it. And, and I get it, like.
Yeah.
High school hockey, it's the biggest high school sport in Minnesota, so I totally get it. But
yeah,
sometimes it's a little overkill.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm curious. So this is just totally random. Okay. So if you got to choose to win one championship for your team, would it be high school, the NCAA, or if you're to make it to the PWHL? Would it be a professional championship? And then why?
I think right now, like, honestly, a state championship would mean the world to me. I don't know why. Like, I feel like other people would just choose PWHL, but, like, that's, like, not, like, in the future yet. I'm not old enough yet, obviously. But, like, I think a college WCHA or just national title, or not, sorry, would be super cool too, but like a state championship, just like with the girls that I've been growing up with, and the girls, like, because I grew up here. I grew up in Rosemount. I have played Rosemount all throughout all my years. Like, I would want nothing more than to win it with them. So yeah.
Okay, good answer. I assumed you were going to say that just because you're still. I think that's the right answer for you to say. I don't know how appropriate it would be if you just said, "Nah, college or professional."
Yeah.
But I think that means that there's something special with the girls' state hockey tournament, and it's really significant and meaningful. And I mean, again, just making it there, like we've talked about this earlier, like it's such an experience and it's a memory that's going to last and live with you forever. But if you're to win it, I mean, that'd be really awesome, especially at the AA level. I mean, it's so competitive. So okay, I like that. Well. I guess back to the Dangle League, I forgot to ask, but I know you guys had like an all-star game that you guys got to play the Selly team.
Yes.
How was that? Like, I think that's really cool that you're going against like some of the biggest names.
Yeah.
Like to come out of girls high school hockey in the past few years, now in college, like going up against them.
It was great. We ended up beating them, so that was kind of crazy. None of us, we were like walked in, we're like, oh my goodness, did you see who walked in behind me? Like, got Maddie Kaiser right behind you, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this girl like is making dents in the college hockey. Like, you'd never think, but when we were on the ice, I think like the speed of the game, something about Minnesota hockey is like all the girls can catch up to the speed of the game. Like, that's what we're taught to do. Like, But yeah, it was a lot faster than I've ever played, but it was really fun, and we ended up beating them, which is kind of crazy, but it was really fun.
Yeah, I saw that and I was
Yeah,
like, I thought
yeah,
maybe it was a typo. Not to not
yeah.
to be like
So
against
yes,
you guys. Not like I didn't watch. Were that like were the Selly team like were they really going hard? I'd imagine like
there was lots of bodies thrown. Like I'll tell you that. Like they were getting angry. I think the girls probably like they got mad once we like scored a couple times on them, but
uh,
yeah, no, it was competitive for sure. Like they ended up taking like a timeout, I think, at the end because we were like up by 1 goal and like I don't know. It
oh,
seemed pretty legit to me. I think they were trying. I hope.
I would hope so. Well,
Yeah.
don't know on the Dangle All Star team. Isn't
Mhm.
there a goalie? Oh gosh, isn't she from like Minnetonka?
Layla Hemp.
Yeah, I mean, she
Yeah.
seems like she's the real deal.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
And I'm guessing I'm guessing she was playing.
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
now is it's halves though, right? That
Yes.
now did she
Yes.
play both halves or did she just play one
No, I
half?
think they split. I don't remember who the other
Okay.
goalie was, off the top of my mind, but they did split. Our goalies in Minnesota are unreal. Like
Yeah.
whatever goalie you're stuck with, you're just like, okay, yeah. Like Layla's the real deal, but like so are the other girls too.
Oh
It's pretty
yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
I was impressed in the
Yeah.
goalie work and for the
Yeah.
Selly and the Angle
Yeah.
League. Yeah, all the teams seemed like they had really good goalies. I mean,
Yeah.
even I remember like the Selly League, they had a handful of goalies that were
Hmm.
they played at like kind of like lower end Division 1 schools, but they were
Yeah.
still like
Yeah.
really good.
Hmm. Hmm.
So and
Yeah.
no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and then my last kind of like final question. I'm kind of running through my questions here. Okay, well, so I get interested in this, and this isn't necessarily like for content, but
Hmm.
honestly, me personally too. Like, where do you see like NCAA women's hockey and professional women's hockey like in the next 5 to 10 years? Because I feel like, especially like in like college basketball and then
Hmm.
like the WNBA, like women's sports has really grown like
Hmm.
like there and getting a lot of viewership. And I'm kind of like hoping now that like the PWHL is
Hmm.
starting up and that's relatively new. And then women's college hockey, I mean, it's been around, of course, but
Yeah.
it's hoping to be on the rise. Like, where do you see it being like in 5 to 10 years?
I hope it's a huge thing, and I hope everyone's watching. Yeah, I feel like we're really growing the game a lot. Um, like my coach will look back and be like, "I could never do this at your age. Like, this is crazy."
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like we're really evolving the game a lot, and I don't know. I mean, the world is our oyster. Like PWHL popped out of nowhere. Like it was a
Mm-hmm.
long time coming for sure. But like the way they got it up and running right away, I think it was great for all those younger girls and even for like girls our age, like thinking like, oh, I'm going to college. This could be my last time ever playing hockey if I don't make a national team or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But like now with the PWHL, it's kind of crazy. Like you have another thing to do after college
Mm-hmm.
hockey. You have another thing to work for, another goal to achieve. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I kind of like always thought of it like that
Mhm.
because when I thought of like okay like girls going to play college basketball and then
Mhm.
okay they had the WNBA so if they were good enough to make it there they had that but for
Yeah.
hockey it was like I mean like you said even if you're really good in college
Mhm.
you might be done and
Yeah.
again unless you make that national team but
Yeah.
now it opens up more opportunities and plus too I mean if you're good enough you can start making money
For sure. Yeah.
for the sport,
Yeah.
and I think that's pretty cool. And I don't know how much money they're generating and
Yeah.
bringing in right now, but I
Mhm.
think whatever it is, I think is pretty awesome that you get to make
Yeah.
money doing
I think they're
something
just
that you
excited to
love.
be able to play the game still and like
Yeah.
be paid for it. Like, because when we're little, we're all like, I'm pretty sure one of my dreams when I was little is to play in the NHL, be the first girl to play in the NHL, which obviously
Mhm.
that's not happening. But
Yeah.
now that like the PWHL is a thing, like I feel like everyone's just like, oh, another goal, like another thing to work for. Because Olympian or the Olympic team obviously is there, but like that's 20 girls. That's not really like yeah, you're good. You can be good, but like that's a different kind of that's a different tier. So
I mean, yeah, you're literally going to be 20 and the best in the entire country. It's a little far fetched. Yeah,
for sure.
It's pretty tough. So yeah, at least there's more opportunities and ways to play. So okay, that's really awesome. Well, I'm going to end it here. Thank you again, Sophie, for coming in.
Thank you so
Good
much.
luck to you and Rosemount Girls Hockey. We wish them the best luck this season.
Thank you.
All right.